Let's take a look at a more advanced example of a crank slider mechanism. Now, the actual parts for this assembly are in our class files folder, Iris. And so let's start by going to a metric assembly. We'll open up a new metric assembly file. And if we come over here to Parts Library on the left here, and under Class Files, there's a folder called Iris. And I'll double click on Iris, and there those parts are right there. And you can spin this little window down here in the bottom left-hand corner if you'd like to see the parts. Now I'll start by dragging in irisbase.par. Drag that into the window, and I'll go back to my parts library, and I'd like to drag in the motor. And I'll take this cylinder and place it inside there, and then I'll go back to the outer ring, drag in the outer ring, and I'd like this inside circle on the outer ring to axial align with this inside circle. Now that's upside down, so I'll hit flip to flip it up the right way. Now before moving on, I'd like to make sure this outer ring is in the right start position. So I'm going to go to Drag Component, identify this ring, drag it around the axis. I'd like the red circle just over here to be around this way. I'm going to pull that around closer to that side right there. And then I'm going back to Parts Library and dragging in this link. And I'd like to take this axis right here and place it in there. Let me fit the view. And I need to flip this over. And I'd like to take this and place it in there. Now, before moving on, I'd like to make sure these stems stay inside these channels. So I'm going to add a motor to our motor in that direction, and I'll hit Finish. I'll go and Simulate Motor. OK. And I can see that these are not in the right place. These pins should stay inside here. And look at this. This runs over. This runs outside. So what I need to do is fix this. So I'm going to identify this piece here, go over to the constraint, and I'm going to delete that constraint. I'm going to do this again, where I take this part, I want to drag component, and spin it around, put it back over here, and try that again. And then I'll go back here to axial align, grab this, and place it in there. And let's see if that stays in the channel the way I want it to initially. Flip it back round, look at the bottom view. And let's go and drag this and see. Now those are staying in the channel. It's critical that we do that. These circles here, these pins, need to stay in this channel. Now once we have that, we're ready to add the leaves.